Welcome to Next Possession, where we talk everything women's basketball with Coach Shamika Jones. That is me. Yo! Happy Basketball Sunday. All right, so last week, it seems like it was a really long time from last Sunday when the last episode aired to this Sunday. And I'm posting this one later because I want to start catching most of the current Sunday's games and reporting on that in the moment, and then, catching up throughout the rest of the week for everything else. So let me rewind you. Let me rewind you back to last Sunday. Last Sunday is when Texas beat LSU, right? At Texas, which kind of solidified in everybody's mind that Texas can be a national contender. They can win a national tournament. That's what we saw from them last week after they beat South Carolina, but then they turned around and they beat LSU. LSU was not an easy team to beat, and they were clicking on all cylinders, right? Rory Harmon was getting buckets last week. It was just a really high intensity, high IQ game, and no matter what LSU did, they could not withstand that Texas run. Last Sunday, also, UConn took down South Carolina, right? That 29 point L happened last Sunday, right? Don't forget about that. That's when we finally saw that UConn is actually pretty damn good, right? UConn with Paige healthy, with the Z healthy, with them playing and Sarah Strong in there, like UConn actually looked really, really good against South Carolina. And that's when we realized that, in my mind, they're still not a national contender. But we realized they could definitely make it to the Final Four. They can definitely get past that Elite Eight. They can be in there for a minute. That was last Sunday. Those were the main highlights of last Sunday. So throughout the week, it was some games, not a lot of high-level competitive games. As we move further into the week, right? Duke got upset by Louisville at Duke. That score ended up being 70-62. Now, if you watched it, it was a pretty slow game. It was pretty slow throughout the game. But then in that fourth quarter, Louisville ended up taking the lead, and they just refused to give it away. If you haven't seen it, go back on YouTube, catch it again. And that kind of brings me to this week, right? I kind of been catching up on my show, The Chosen, getting ready for season 5. While I was waiting on really, really good basketball to come on, it was just a slow week this week. So we're going to start with South Carolina. So right now, South Carolina, in the present moment, South Carolina is up by, I think, like 10 on Vandy, right? So I took a break to come and record. After that loss to UConn, after that pretty embarrassing loss to UConn last week, South Carolina has actually bounced back. They've had 2 games this week, Vandy being the second of the 2. We saw Malaysia. We saw all the highlights, right? It's everywhere. You can't go anywhere on any type of social media platform and not see Malaysia highlights from earlier this week. And the one thing that I've noticed outside of South Carolina sharing the basketball, outside of them sharing the ball more and no one really playing hero ball, I'm realizing that Coach Staley has let Malaysia and Joyce off the chain, right? She don't have them tied up no more. She's actually letting them go. And now that she's letting them go, everything is happening. Malaysia Fulwiley is growing. I've watched Malaysia play since she was a junior in high school, right? I got to watch Joyce Edwards while she was a freshman and a sophomore in high school. Joyce has always been her. I've been telling y'all that, and y'all just now catching up. Joyce been her. Malaysia has had those same gaps that she has today in her game, but she was so skilled offensively that those gaps didn't hurt her. I remember asking her myself, like, kid, why you don't use your left hand? Coach, if ain't nobody gonna make me use it, I ain't gonna use it. She ain't have to play D. She pulling up from half court in high school. Watching her play today against Vandy, I see the maturity in her game and the growth and just how much power the bench and film really works, right? Coaches always say, I can get it out of you. You'll be best friends with the bench, but it doesn't matter, right? If you don't teach your players right from wrong. So between the bench and the film, Malaysia is growing. And that's making for an amazing looking South Carolina team. I cannot wait to see them against their next ranked opponent. Tahina Pow Pow. Tahina looked like she was in a slump when South Carolina played Texas the first time when South Carolina beat Texas, right? Tahina Pow Pow, it was something, it was just the look in her eyes, right? Go back and watch the first Texas South Carolina game, and y'all tell me if y'all see it too. But I saw it from the tip. It was something, she wasn't there. She has yet to break her slump. She's been in that slump for the last like 5 or 6 games. Like, I don't know where Tahina is. Right now against Vandy, she's trying, right? She's really, really trying. And she's kind of breaking out that slump a little bit, but we got to figure out what's going on with Tahina Pow Pow. And Tahina Pow Pow kind of got to get out of it if South Carolina's going to have any chance of making a really, really deep run in the tournament. Like, they need all 10 McDonald's All-Americans. They need all of them. I understand why I got a closet full of shoes. Some people will look and be like, Coach, you got way too many shoes. You don't need all of them. But shoot, I don't know which ones I'm going to wear. And at any point in time, my shoes do all the heavy lifting. I get dressed from the shoes up. She get dressed from her McDonald's All-Americans up. So I get it. I get it. She need all of them. And Tahina Pow Pow, they need you. They need you. So figure it out. Get out of this space. Raven is playing like they are. That loss was a great wake-up call. Now, I told y'all, it's the second half of the season, and we getting closer and closer to championship week in all of the conferences across the country. It's going to be more upsets. So speaking of upsets, yes, it is Sunday, February 23rd. We got to talk about NC State upsetting Notre Dame. So I have so many views on this. Like, I normally stay in my corner, right? I record my content. I share my content to the people that's on my phone that know basketball. I talk to some people about basketball. Most of my conversations happen in the house or with a few other coaches. I was on Facebook today talking about basketball, y'all. Like, it's so many things about this NC State team that makes me happy, but then irks my last nerve. So let's start with the good for NC State. Outside of upsetting number one Notre Dame, who was what? Number one for a week? Has it been a week? Has it been a whole week? No, right? Notre Dame was number one. So I'm going to keep reporting the rankings. I'm going to keep giving y'all my power rankings, but just understand it's a whole lot of basketball you got to watch right now because everybody's going to be upsetting everybody. It's going to be a whole lot of winning and losing of unsuspecting teams and things that we didn't think would happen. Keep watching the rankings, keep paying attention to them, but they don't hold but a little bit of weight. So if you didn't see the game, get on YouTube right now after you finish my show. After you finish, like, subscribe, share, comment on this here show. Then go watch, then go to somebody else's page and watch the replay of Notre Dame and NC State. So if you don't know, it went into 2 overtimes. Sonia Citron is her, right? If you go back and look at some of my older stuff, go to my Instagram, go to my TikTok, you'll see me highlighting her for the last year and a half, 2 years, right? Sonia Citron just different. She's probably, if y'all aren't gonna like this, Sonia Citron and Leah Tu King, best players on that team, hands down. Hands down. No questions asked from me. Sonia Citron catches the ball. Wasn't even supposed to go to her. Sonia Citron gets the ball. She hits an incredible 3, sends it into overtime. Both teams are dead tired. How you dead tired in double overtime? You obviously did not play for the same coach I played for in college because ain't no tide. I don't care if it's double overtimes. I don't care if it's 50 minutes into the game. Like, both teams dead tired. The first overtime was like, and then there was a medical break, right? Something was happening in the stands, so that took the momentum away, which was supposed to help them get their legs, but you sit too long, your legs kind of go away. So first game, it starts. Notre Dame walks out, and they just walk in like, do-de-do, we're here. We gonna win because we showed up. I'm like, NC State ain't lost at home, yo. Like, NC State just beat Duke. NC State competes when it's when it's teams that they can compete with. Now, everybody else, they are super inconsistent in their effort, but they're 12-2 in the conference. I think they're 22-5 overall. So even in their inconsistencies, they're winning. Their inconsistent effort bothers me. As a coach, you cannot coach effort and energy, and them two things that you just don't know what NC State's going to bring from game to game. But they brought it. They brought the energy. Notre Dame did not. And that was kind of it. There were, in this game alone, it was 21 lead changes and 21 ties in the entire game. It went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. The largest lead, I believe, was 7, right? It was a very exciting game. It was very, very exciting. Even in them slow overtimes. In the second overtime, Olivia Miles had 4 fouls. Hannah Hidalgo had 4 fouls. It shouldn't have gone into a second overtime. Coach Morgan, Wes Morgan, should have had them girls going downhill. I mean, you got 3 kids that are probably 3 of the best downhill players in the ACC. Just let them go downhill and get them kids up out of here. Get Zoe, get Hannah and Olivia out because they both had 4 fouls. And once you get to the basket, either they're going to foul you or they're going to let you go. So what happened was they ended up letting them go, and NC State separated. But as we're going through this, I need you to know that all 5 NC State starters scored in double figures. All 5 of them. I keep telling y'all Olivia Miles don't play no D. I keep saying Olivia Miles don't play no D. She'll get a block just because she's an athlete and she right there. She don't even attempt to play D. How they got all 5 starters in double figures? Anywho, Zoe Brooks led the way for NC State. Now, I started this game saying NC State was going to win. I don't know. I'm a really big Notre Dame fan. I just like their team. I like the chemistry. I like the effort and energy they play with. Other than today, I guess they just thought they had it in the bag, or maybe because they went to see Unrivaled and they beat Miami as much as they beat them by. Maybe that threw it off, and they felt like superstars from the going to the Unrivaled game. I really don't know, but they did not look like they wanted to play at all today. It wasn't y'all bye week. Y'all got to show up. So Zoe Brooks got off. Okay. Career high game for Zoe. Zoe had a double-double, y'all. Zoe had 33 points, 10 assists, 3 rebounds, 2 blocks, a steal. She went 14 for 14 from the free throw line. Zoe had ice in her veins. She didn't miss no free throws. And they kept fouling her and putting her on the line. Zoe had 6 turnovers, which I expect a bunch of turnovers from Zoe. So much so that I said, Zoe, please don't turn this thing over. I don't have time for him to take you out and sit you down. They need you on the floor. That's how I started before the tip. During the pregame, that's what I'm talking about. Sanaya Rivers had, she was 1 rebound short. Now, Sanaya Rivers bothers me. You can go look at my film from last year, right? I've been saying it. She just bothers me. Her decision making has not gotten much better. And a lot of times in those big games, she it's like she increases her own difficulty level for some odd reason. She's one of the most athletic guards on the floor at all times. Instead of using her athleticism to help her get to the bucket and get a bucket, she'll taking something that should be like a crazy lay or just a regular lay, right? Off of 1, she'll jump off of 2 and try to power up, and you're not that explosive that way. You're not Joyce Edwards. You're not that. You're not doing that. She just raises her difficulty level. But nonetheless, she was 1 rebound short. She had 14 points, 13 assists, 13 boards, 9 assists, 3 blocks, 2 steals, 5 turnovers from Lazy. You see my eyes, Lazy. Cross court, 1-hand passes. Like, bruh, stop throwing that. She pissed me off with that. NC State also scored. They went 24 from 26 from the free throw line as a team. It's really hard to beat a team if you're going to keep putting them on the line and they're going to keep making them. 24 from 26 is crazy. I told y'all, Leah Tu King and Sonia Citron, Sony are the best players on that team, right? King had 16 of 14 boards. Citron had 23, 7 boards, 3 assists, 2 blocks, and a steal. She was 1 for 4 from the 3-point line. So the 3 that she hit at the end of regulation to send it into overtime is the only 3 she hit in the entire game. Sonya Citron is just like, she her. Man, she does everything. Remember, y'all watched that video where I said, let's get rid of the word two-way? She that. Hannah Hidalgo had 26 and Olivia Miles had 22, respectively. Hannah had went 8 for 26 from the field, and Olivia went 9 from 23. You're gonna have high 20s if you shooting that many shots. You're supposed to. Just putting everything in perspective for those of you that don't look at a box score. They're supposed to. But nonetheless, exciting game. Kentucky is up right now on LSU with 5 left in the second quarter. 14-28. More upsets on the way. Like, it's not stopping anytime soon. We're getting closer and closer to championship week. And speaking about championship week, it's starting. The CIAA, yes, CIAA. The CIAA Conference Division II HBCU Women and Men's Basketball Conference starts this week. Tip-off is on Tuesday, February 25th at Royal Farms Arena in Baltimore. If you are there, you might want to go catch some CIAA basketball. It's Division II. Most of the players at D2 ain't D2 players. I'm going to just go ahead and put that there. Division II CIAA, I am going to watch all of the games. I'll try to report as much as I can. I don't know if I'll be able to get footage. If y'all know how I can grab some footage so I can cut it up, tell me. Share the sauce. Don't keep it all to yourself. Tell me, and I'll do that. Now, before we get off of here, because I got to go, I told y'all Kentucky winning, so I can't stay with y'all but so long. Unrivaled. Nafisa Collier is just... she is everything. I am falling for Nafisa Collier. I think I got a girl crush. Nafisa Collier, not only is she a monster on the court, she played every single possession like it's her last time. Like, she understands that her ability is a gift from God, and how dare I waste this gift that was heaven sent and not show up every game. She won the 1v1, right? That we all love. She won it. She took 100% of her $100,000 and gave it away to the people that coach and train her. Her staff at Unrivaled that works with her team, the Lunar Owls, hootie hoo, she gave the money to them. That's just amazing, and it speaks to the character, and that's the type of person that could get Crash Out Skylar Diggins to be cool. Speaking of Crash Out Skylar Diggins, Angel Reese is also a crash out waiting to happen. So I'm going to keep praying for both of them. I just hope that their circles, their team, everybody, just keep them in line. Don't let them crash out. Don't let them crash out, y'all. Angel Reese had 22 points and 21 rebounds in her win against the Lunar Owls, giving the Lunar Owls their only loss of the season. Angel Reese has gone down in Unrivaled history not once but twice. Once as the first and only player to ever be ejected from an Unrivaled game. 2, because she had 22 and 21. Angel Reese is growing, y'all. She's getting better, and I am excited to be here to see it. All right, that's all I got for y'all this week. Keep watching women's basketball. Don't forget to leave y'all comments. Keep sharing what y'all see, what y'all think. And remember, there's way more basketball coming, and it's just going to get better. Championship week. If you can tune in, all of the CIAA games will be on ESPN+. Make sure you get on the ESPN+ app and watch these games. Support these kids on every level. I'm doing it. You can do it. All right. Have an amazing week. Be blessed. I love you all.